everyone, today I'm here to do a book review for you. And today the book I'll be talking about is Wolf by Ryan Graudin. I don't know how to pronounce that name. I apologize. This is a historical YA novel and I loved it, so I want to talk about it with you guys and tell you what I liked about it and why you should definitely read it, because it is definitely one of my favorite books of the year for sure. So like I said, this is a historical YA book. This is a book about World War II if the Axis would have won. So if Hitler would have won and he was in control. So isn't that just crazy to think about? And it's all about how the world's different, how the world's definitely divided now, how he's taken control of, and how it's just even more scarier than, you know, what we learned about the Holocaust and all that time, and just the brutalness that it was. Every year to celebrate the winning of the Axis power and the Third Reich, I hope I pronounced that right, in Imperial Japan, they commemorate their great victory by a huge motorcycle race across the continent. So it's a huge, long motorcycle race. The prize is an audience with the highly reclusive Hitler at the ball in Tokyo. So it follows Yael, who is a former death camp prisoner, and she's escaped and she's with the resistance now. And the resistance has given her a mission to enter this race and to kill Hitler at the end. So that's your whole book. It's this huge motorcycle race with this one girl, and her mission is to complete it, to win it, and to kill Hitler at the very end. So does that not sound amazing? I don't know why I didn't pick this up sooner. I'm kind of beating myself up for that because I heard it was good, and I never picked it up, and I'm so glad I did, because it was just, I don't read too many historical YA books, but this one was just, like, it's different from historical because it's throwing in a lot of adventure. It throws in a little bit of like paranormal sci-fi, if you will. I don't know how to explain it, but it was just, oh, so good. So this book is called Wolf by Wolf because Yael has these 5 wolves tattooed on her arms as reminders, and you quickly learn, I don't think it's spoiling for you, that there are 4 deaths that's been really important to her as one reminder. So these are the wolves on her arm that really keeps her going. You know, a lot of people use the term wolf to be really savage, to be really hard, and I really enjoyed Yael as a character. I really like seeing her confliction a lot. You know, she had this huge goal, this insane goal, this huge weight on her shoulders, if you will, to kill Hitler at the end. You know, she had to do this race. And this race is not like a race. It's like a brutal race. Like, these people, these motorcycle races will kill each other. They will stab each other. They will do anything it takes to win. It is not a race for the lighthearted, that is for sure. It is a brutal, rough, and tough race. So I love seeing her compete with that and how just amazing of a character she was. She was so tough because that's how she's been trained. Her whole life has been so hard because she was in the death camp and she had experimentations on her. I'm not going to spoil that for you, just know that. And to see her, you know, she had a lot of confrontations in this book with, like, struggling with, you know, should I do this, should I not, this is not the right thing to do, this is not what a good person would do. I really loved her character and how she progressed and how she befriended some people. And, you know, this whole book is like who to trust, who not to trust, because we got this huge resistance going on, and, you know, some people may be on Hitler's side, some people may be on her side. You just don't know. So you don't know that you can trust this person with the words that are coming out. You know how it goes. Overall, like I said, I love this book. I gave it a 5 out of 5. I cannot wait for the sequel. It comes out in November, and you bet I'm going to read it, because that ending was just perfection. It was the cliffhanger to hang all cliffhangers on, and it was just... So I will talk briefly about spoilers. I hope that's okay. There's just some stuff I want to talk about. But if you have read this book, if you're wary of historical fiction, please do not be hesitant with this one, because it does not read like a historical book. It definitely takes place in the 1956, and you have this whole, you know, the Axis powers growing, but you have this one goal, you know, it's kind of taking history and kind of like giving it a little twist. Obviously, with the whole Axis power winning and the motorcycle race, I really love that she incorporated that in it, because that was just one of my favorite parts of the whole book. So if you're worried about historical fiction, definitely pick this one up. It reads like it is beautiful. You know, when I finished it, I was like, man, if I wouldn't have known, like, you know, it doesn't read like a historical fiction, because I haven't read too many, but you know how when you read historical fiction, you can definitely tell. This one has got the great adventure aspect going on and just the amazingness of it. So do not be afraid to pick this one up, because it was just... it was amazing. I loved it so very much. So if you haven't read this book, you cannot watch any further. I'm sorry. But definitely read it and come back and let's talk about it, because I would love to talk all things about this book, because I just loved it. So bye-bye. Not spoiler people. I'm sorry. So spoilers. First of all, let's talk about the end. Did I see that coming? No, not for 1 second. I didn't even put 2 and 2 freaking together. So Hitler, that was not Hitler. That's another skin shifter. What? And then I thought, oh, remember when that guy, I forget his name, killed, when he shot him a lot, and he was shot a lot, and the surgeon somehow did this huge miracle on him. I'm like, I bet you that wasn't him either. Hitler is a smart guy. He's not gonna put after he's already been like attempted assassination once and pretty much would have been killed if that was him. He's not gonna put he's not gonna put himself out there. He's smarter than that. So, oh boy. And the fact that poor freaking Adele Wolf, she's gonna have to deal with this huge consequence because Yal-El did it, and people, I think that some people will know that was her, but everyone in the world saw that Adele did it. So she put her in jeopardy. She put her brother Felix in jeopardy. She put Luca in jeopardy. She put everybody in jeopardy. So I am so interested to see if they're going to put Adele in the next book, because I feel like what was she doing while this race was happening? I know they locked her up, but like, did she see anything of it? Did she hear anything of it, or she was just locked up? I would love to see what they're gonna do with her. Are they just gonna let her go, or they're gonna say, we need to keep you safe because people are desperately trying to kill you? Like, what's gonna go on with her? Speaking of that, what about Felix? Felix was a character that I was like, he definitely cares for his sister, and he wants her to succeed, and he wants her just to come back home. And I really love Felix, but I felt like, he was kind of shady, or like he was going to do something shady, but ultimately he was just an amazing brother through and through, and I don't know why I ever hesitated him. The person I didn't hesitate, which I should have, was Luca. That guy, I still don't know how to read him. Like, I like him as a character. He's very fascinating to read about, but can we trust him or not? I don't know. The cards are still up in there in that one, so that's a very good question. Skin shifting thing. I love that she threw that element in there, with her getting those testings and how she could just change her skin. Like, that is awesome. What would you call that? Would it be paranormal or like sci-fi? I don't know. I love whatever element that is that she threw in there. I found this book even more interesting than it already was with that aspect, and I thought that was just amazing. And how, Hitler is now aware that he knows somebody else. Like, we know, and the doctor at the end, the doctor realizes that's Yal-El, and he's going to be on the hunt for her as well. And, is Hitler going to find out that that is Yal-El, and he's going to search for her himself, or what's going to go on? Like, there's a lot of pieces of the puzzle still missing. So I just don't know, and I just can't wait to read the sequel. And I don't know how many books this is going to be. If it's going to be a duology, if it's going to be a trilogy. I'm not too sure about that, but I will read a series of this book, that is for sure, because it just is amazing and I love it. So if you have any thoughts about the sequel, what's going to happen, please let me know, because I would love to talk all things about this book because I love it. But yeah, that's all the spoilers I want to talk about. Basically just the ending and just the amazingness of the ending. It was just amazing. So anyway, that was my review of Wolf by Wolf and how much I really enjoyed it. I really love this book and I'm glad I read it, and I'm mad at myself that I didn't pick it up sooner. I really am, but that's happens. At least I picked it up. That's all that matters, right? If you have read this book, please let me know what you thought about it. Let me know. Let's talk all things Wolf by Wolf and how much amazingness that it was. And if you have read this book, you gotta go read it. It's awesome. It's definitely worth your time, I think. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one.